So guys, this is a recipe I'm very fond of. I got it from a book I've used for many years. This book is called 365 Days of Puddings and Cakes or Desserts. And I'm going to use that with sponge and I'm going to write it down. I'd use these cards for my quick recipes. I would suggest you do the same when you're creating a database for yourself. So I'm going to use double of what is here. The recipe is very simple. Calls for 3 eggs, 75 grams of sugar, 75 grams of plain flour. So you may wonder, what are we going to use for leavening? It's going to be the air that we incorporate, okay? So I'm going to write down double of this because that's what I will always use, because I don't have a tin so small that I would want to use that single portion. So for this recipe, I want to use something that's very plain in flavor and also in ingredients, so that when we add our milk, our 3 milk, that is called the Tres Leche, 3 milks, it's going to be flavored by the milk, okay? One thing I did add though is a bit of vanilla. So here I'm weighing 150 grams of sugar straight into my whipping bowl or KitchenAid bowl. I'm using the larger one because I'm still testing out this machine to see its strength and power. Yeah, I'm so used to the small 4-quart KitchenAid and it's powerful. So I need to learn this as well. I'm still trying to get a name for it. Our smaller KitchenAid is called Amani. It means peace. And so we need a name for this one. So I'm beating the 6 eggs straight into the bowl. Like I've shown you before, you have to be careful. Beat into a cup at first if you're not so used to beating eggs, just to avoid the maybe a rotten egg or the shells that could fall into the mixture. Okay, so now we are done and we are gonna whip with the whisk attachment and see how we do. So with our machine going there like the blazes, we want to double the amount or at least triple, I feel. And we want to reach the ribbon stage. You don't want this to be too stiff, yeah? So we are going to check at this point. And yes, we've attained that ribbon stage. That is where the mixture flows thickly from the whisk. And so we are going to have to set this aside and just start folding in the flour. So our next step is just to fold in the flour. We are going to add all of it at once and just cut through the eggs with a rubber spatula is the best tool to use here, although some use a whisk, a balloon whisk, or just the long fluted whisk. that will help you just incorporate that flour. You want to incorporate that flour so that you don't get lumps of it, but at the same time you want to maintain the air you created with the sugar and eggs. So you have to be gentle. Make sure you scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl where the flour is likely to sink down to. And then once you know that it's well incorporated, your mixture feels lighter because now it becomes like a batter, then you can transfer to the prepared tin and bake at 350. Did you see that? Yeah, so you bake at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. You will know it's done when you press with your fingers and it just springs right back up because it's airy and it's done. So it doesn't stay pressed down. So with our Pyrex dish greased here, I'm going to just immediately add the mixture. I use a glass bowl so I can see the action underneath. I will know when it's lightly browned and done, and I will also know what the milk is looking like as it sets. So I like to see all of that happening. So again, this cake bakes at 350, and that's going to be for 20 to 25 minutes. Just going to put it in there at the very center. The rack is also at the center. I have the light on so I can see, and after 20 minutes we'll come and check on it. As you can see, our cake is done. It's nice and springy, the nice color. See the bottom, nicely browned, not too dark, and we're going to leave it there to cool. Okay, now so we are using that piping bag with an 1M Wilton's tip, and we are going to create roses, just decorate with roses on top. You don't have to remove that top layer. You can if you want to. You can use a knife because you can't effectively remove with your fingers. It tends to be a bit sticky. So I'm just making roses, and then in between I'll just add some tipped flowers just to fill it out, and then I'll add some sprinkles just to make it pretty. I'm sure there's a traditional way that they serve the tres leche, as this is a cultural cake, and like, you know, every other that we make, all cakes come from somewhere, but this is majorly Hispanic, and that's how it looks. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you. Bye bye.